Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 2, Lesson 15, and today we're looking at something that seems obvious until a sentence flips it on you: the order of the subject and the predicate. Usually the subject comes first, but not always. Writers reorder sentences for effect. Questions rearrange things, and little words like there and here move the subject around. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to find the subject no matter where a sentence hides it. Let's get started. Every sentence breaks into two parts, a subject and a predicate. And in most sentences, the subject comes first, before the predicate ever appears. Take this line: a silver comet streaked across the sky. The opening words, a silver comet, form the subject of the whole sentence. Then comes streaked across the sky, and that is the predicate, the part telling what the subject does. The subject names who or what the sentence is about, and here it sits right at the front. So keep the natural pattern in mind: subject first, then predicate. Now here's the twist. For variety, or to throw special emphasis on an idea, a writer can flip the order. This is called inverted order, where the predicate comes before the subject. Let's see the same sentence both ways. In normal order, the subject, a silver comet, stands at the front, and then comes the predicate, streaked across the sky. But in inverted order, we lead with the action, across the sky streaked, and hold the subject back, a silver comet, lands at the very end. It is the same subject in both lines. We just slid it to the end for effect. Only the position changed, not the subject itself. Why would anyone flip a sentence around? Writers invert on purpose, sometimes to add rhythm and variety, and sometimes to spotlight a particular word by saving it for last. Picture this line: into the cave crept a hungry bear. We open with the predicate, into the cave crept, and hold back the subject, a hungry bear, until the very end, where it lands with real weight. Starting with the action builds a little suspense before the subject finally arrives. The subject can wait at the end when a writer wants that punch of emphasis. So how do you find the subject when a sentence is inverted or scrambled? Here's the reliable trick. Mentally rearrange it into normal order. Take across the sky streaked a silver comet. Flip it back into everyday order and you get a silver comet streaked across the sky. Now the subject is obvious. A silver comet is doing the streaking, so a silver comet is the subject. Whenever the order confuses you, just ask who or what does the action, and rearrange until the answer is clear. Two little words deserve special attention: there and here. When a sentence begins with there or here, the subject slides to a spot after the verb. Listen closely. There are your missing keys. It is tempting to call there the subject, yet there is only a signal word. The real subject sits after the verb. Your missing keys is the subject here. Now another. Here is the final answer. Once again, here just points ahead, and the final answer is the true subject, tucked in after the verb. So remember, there and here are never the subject themselves. To uncover the real one, ask, there are what, or here is what, and the subject steps forward. Questions play the same game. In a question, the subject often follows the verb, or even splits it in two. Ask, where are your gloves? The word where is not the subject. Your gloves is. Turn it into a statement. Your gloves are here, and the subject jumps right out. Now watch a verb split apart. Did the storm pass? The verb is did pass, and the subject, the storm, sits right in the middle, wrapped inside the verb. Whenever a question puzzles you, turn any question into a statement to find its subject. Let's boil it all down into a method you can trust. Step 1. Whenever a sentence looks inverted, starts with there or here, or is a question, rearrange it into normal order in your head. Step 2. Then ask, who or what does the action? That answer is always your subject, no matter how the sentence was arranged. Do those 2 steps, and no scrambled sentence can hide its subject from you. Ready to practice? Time to practice. In this first set, I'll give you a sentence and you tell me, does the subject come before the verb in normal order or after the verb in inverted order? Pause and decide before I reveal each answer. Beyond the hills glowed the harvest moon. Where's the subject? The thing doing the glowing is the harvest moon, and it comes after the verb, at the end. The sentence opens with the predicate, so this is inverted order. The old lighthouse guided the ships home. Here the subject, the old lighthouse, sits right at the front, before the verb guided. Nothing is flipped, so this is normal order. Down the runway roared the jet. Ask who or what roared. The jet did, and notice it lands at the very end, after the action. The predicate leads the way, so the answer is inverted order. For this second set, each sentence starts with there or here, or is a question. Your job is to name the real subject. Remember to rearrange it into normal order first. Pause and try each before I answer. Here are the tickets for the show. It's tempting to pick here, but here is never the subject. Ask, here are what? The tickets. So the subject is the tickets. There stands the tallest tower in the city. Again, there is just a signal word, not the subject. What stands there? The tallest tower. That's your subject, the tallest tower. Where did your brother park the car? Turn the question into a statement. Your brother did park the car somewhere. Who did the parking? Your brother. So the subject is your brother, not the car. Let's gather what we've learned. In most sentences, the subject comes first and the predicate follows. But writers can invert that order for variety or emphasis, putting the predicate first and the subject after it. Sentences that begin with there or here, and most questions, also place the subject after the verb. And remember, there and here are never the subject. Whenever the order throws you, do one simple thing. Rearrange the sentence into normal order and ask who or what does the action. That answer is your subject. Nicely done. In the next lesson, we'll look at complements, the words that complete the action a verb begins. I'll see you there.